Alright guys, welcome back to Ralph's house. We're painting our river scene, we're having a ball. I tell you what, paint from the heart, never lets you down. Let's see what we can do here. It's time to start working on our boat a little bit, straighten up our kind of mess we had here. We're going to use some of these colors we already have out here. We got some little ultramarine blue, some of that burnt umber, mix those two together, it's going to give me a good dark color. And imagine that. Well, he likes that dark color. Well, we got to get some detail going here. Let's kind of straighten these edges up a little bit. Now I sat down to paint this part, and if you notice I sat down because I feel like I have a little bit more control over what I'm doing if I sit down. So, all right, boat's got that arch on top. That's how it sheds the water off. We got our chimney up there. Trying to figure out how the best way to do this here. Let's get that cut in here a little bit. Shadow side of our chimney. We're just trying to get things put on here. Get it where we want it. That's going to be the shadow side there. Boy, don't you know these boats probably look pretty majestic coming up a river, belching that steam, and you know, it's just burning that wood. People come from miles around to see one of them things coming up the river. There we go. Got to get our handrail kind of cut back in a little bit here. Shadow's inside here. That's a little bit crooked there. I'm going to straighten that up a little bit. Right here. I'm just getting these darks on here so I have something to put my lights over. And we still got to cut our lights back in here. Just a little bit of water in there. It's got to thin that down a little bit. We got that captain's wheel in there where the captain stands behind that wheel and drives the boat. Get our handrail in there. So again, this is just a little bit of ultramarine blue, dark umber mixed in together. And we'll get that stairwell coming down here. So they get upstairs to the top of the boat, catch that dark part under here. And that's the door going back into, going in the front of the, right there. That's usually what they did, usually would serve lunch or dinner on that deck. That way the customers could sit out here on the back, look over the river. Excuse me.
Bless your heart.
A cat must have walked by. That's a cat sneeze. You can always tell a cat sneeze. You know it's a cat sneeze because it ain't a real sneeze. It's just enough to be irritating. So we're just trying to get our lines back on our boat a little bit that we go by the lost with all these different colors we put on here. And the railings where they would be. And just kind of shape that back up a little bit. And I'm notorious about this. I go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I keep doing that until I get the shapes I want. And then one day I'll look at it and go, whoa, that's it, leave it alone. You'll know when you get there. But don't be afraid to keep going back and forth till you do. And see, that's the, where the gunnel of the boat kind of hangs over the water there. So we kind of captured that line back a little bit. Let's come back here to the back. Now we got a few things we painted on originally that aren't here. We got to get back in here. That kind of established that line a little bit more there, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to put it in yet because we still got to work on our wheel. I think we're good down here in the water. And you know what you can do with that good dark color? Oh man, check. Oh, what did he do? You just kind of pull it into the water. So make it look like moving water. Give it some ripples. Especially got that good dark. I ain't gonna waste it. I'll pull it right across my boat. Look at that. That reflection in the water just cut it and scrub it in. We're just adding, I want to put that boat down in the water. Get the light right there, needs to be toned down a little bit. There we go. Just pull it like a stroke. That water is going on by, going down the river, see. But you can see all these different colors I've cut into this water. We'll end up glazing this water and really lay it down. Well, I've got this dark, I'm going to do a little bit more drawing up here on the wheel. Just trying to get things a little bit straighter where I want them to be. That's an old paddle wheeler there, see. I'm going to draw this shape right in here. Help establish that a little bit. Just want to make sure everything's covered good. My canvas is covered good. Make sure I've got my darks to paint my lights over. You know where the darkest part will be? Right under that water where that water's kicking up. That's going to be kind of the wave going out there a little bit. That boat would push a wave down that river. Now when I put that light back on there, we'll have a place where the water to sit on top of that water. Just a little bit right there. Get it on around. That's the reflection of that bow coming around. I'll tell you what we ain't put in there yet. Remember, we got to have the ultramarine blue, burnt umber, gives me a good dark, something to play with. Remember we had the mast? We had to have a mast up here. Coming down, let's see how we're looking there. This is what they tied everything to. So you had that mast right there. They had to have a way to get up and down off the shore. But you had to have this kind of a mast standing up here. We're just doing the dark part right now, so don't get too excited there. On that mast, it had a boom swinging out like this. That boom was swinging out. What the boom did is it raised that gangplank. So we had a gangplank. When we got to shore, we could raise this up and down, set this on the shore so we could walk ashore. So we can kind of set that out there on the front. Now, as you can tell, all we've painted is the dark side of this stuff. We'll catch the light side here in a minute. And that gangplank would also be reflected out here in the water. So we'll catch that on there. There we go. Kind of in that reflection. Let's shut this for everybody. Guys, we're still telling the story. I'll tell you what, y'all come back, we'll see what else we got to add to this boat. Yeah, okay.